A very good evening and welcome general elections. What are the dreams and aspirations of Nigerians as we move closer to 2027? And we are seeing a lot of development in that light. INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, has come out with guidelines as to what politicians and political parties must do before we get to January of 2027, less than a year now, where the elections will be held. Remember that first of all, it was supposed to be February, but now the new guidelines of INEC says January, that is when the elections will be held. So a lot of development, and today we saw a former governor, Seriake Dickson, who has declared the camping from the one time most advanced, let's say, most populous political party in Africa, the People's Democratic Party. He's left the party now and is joining a new party, the NDR, who has just been registered, some 2 weeks ago by INEC. And all of this development going forward. We have joining us live in our Abuja studios, Ben Kure, who is a political analyst and also a politician, the MD of the Kaduna State Emergency Management Commission.
Media
Corporation. Thank you so much for coming. Former political advisor to Nasri El-Rufai and also former local government chairman of Jaba local government. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much, Usaro. Nice being with you. And a little correction, it is Kaduna State Media Corporation and also two-time Director General that led the campaign that brought in Nasri El-Rufai as governor in 2015 and in 2019. Good evening, viewers, and thank you for staying tuned.
All right, welcome to the program. Thank you for that. Let me start by asking, how is Kaduna now?
Kaduna is doing very well. It's cruising and very, very well. We are happy because we have a governor who is ordained by God.
That's Ubasani.
Governor Ubasani, commander of the Niger, a distinguished gentleman, a very experienced politician who took part and participated in the fight for democracy alongside people like Gani Fawahimi and Dr. Bekoral Somkuti and even the current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. So Kaduna is doing well because we have a governor who understands what politics is all about, a consummate Democrat, a people's person, and also a visionary leader, a man who feels the pulse, who has been in the trenches, a man who agitated for what we are enjoying today, democracy in Nigeria. So, him being the governor of Kaduna State, we couldn't have had any person better than distinguished Senator Ubasani, because he took over the mantle of leadership, Kaduna State. One, the state was highly indebted to the tune of over 89 billion naira and over $550 million by the past administration. Right.
We'll come to that. Let's talk about it because you mentioned his name. So
yes.
We cannot, let's bring him into the conversation now. Your former political friend, Nasri El-Rufai, is under the detention of the ICPC at the moment, and I've seen interviews where you've said that you regretted, being part of that government and assisting that government. I'd like to hear from you. What happened between you and Nasri El-Rufai? He was your friend for a very long time.
Well, let me tell you, when the former governor, Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, was brought to Kaduna, he was lauded to us, giving him a face of a nationalist and a Democrat, unknown to us that what he has in him is quite different from a people-oriented program. If you look at the history of his time in Kaduna State, at the end of the day, nothing but pain and sorrows and tears. That is what he left in the hearts of the people. And that is why we are wondering what gives him the guts and the audacity to even think he can come back to Kaduna and even raise a bloc that will unseat the current governor. It's a dream that will not come to reality. Because when he was packaged and brought to Kaduna, he came green, a greenhorn, without structure, without any political base. Himself would tell you he's not a politician, he doesn't even know. So we were the foot soldiers, and the current governor, his friend, Senator Obasani, a visionary leader, was part of the people that stood firmly along with us, and people like Senator Hunkwe and the rest, who work assiduously day and night to ensure that we bring him to power. But unfortunately, he came on board and began to run policies that were unfriendly.
Like, what are some of the policies?
Okay, what will it cost you, for instance, talking about the civil service reforms, where you just design a program that will suit your purpose because you want to run into certain things. They are unfriendly programs. Even the Labour fought to him stand still. They were no friends with Labour because there was no nexus of understanding the kind of programs he rolled out, sacking over 22,000 teachers in a time like this, instead of looking at areas of need, do a needs assessment and train them and bring them back. That is just one. Two, talked about urban renewal, pulling down the homes of people. And the urban renewal is just a very small portion in Kaduna. When we're talking about roads, the entire roads he did with so-called code name urban renewal is not up to 30 kilometers, the entire work he did. Governor Obasani did one stretch roads that for over 20 years, nobody has thought of, cutting across 3 local governments, stretching 35 kilometers. Today, he is connecting the rural areas. All the entire local governments in Kaduna are being connected with good road networks. Right, I will tell you, there's a very important and significant local government where we went and campaigned. It is called Kauru local government. For the 8 years under the leadership of the former Governor Nasir El-Rufai, not even a single dodge of asphalt was placed. Go and look at the road today, a 22-kilometer road constructed, connecting 2 big areas, Kauru and Pambegwa. For you to transport a bag of maize from Kauru to Pambegwa during this time, it costs you about 2,000 naira a bag. And it takes you over 8 to 12 hours for you to connect. Today, in 25 minutes, you connect Kauru and Pambegwa. The same maize that you transport for 2,000 naira costs just about 150 naira and 200. So these are human policies and concern, genuine concern and compassion for the people. Governor Obasani is running a people-oriented governance in terms of agriculture. Yeah. He is the only governor in Nigeria that gave out 900 trucks of fertilizer.
Right, so we'll talk about the policies of Governor Obasani. Yeah. But I'd like to ask, and we saw El-Rufai, and a lot of persons talked about him being a shining light of Kaduna State, and one of those who had public demand and very vocal as to their position on various issues. And some persons have said that it seems Governor Obasani actually betrayed Nasir El-Rufai, knowing the role former Governor Nasir El-Rufai played in his emergence campaigning, and he came on board and betrayed him. And we've even seen conversation as to saying that Nasir El-Rufai was only betrayed at the home front, but he was also betrayed at the national level, where the APC, did, some people say, scam, sent him to the Senate, and at the end of the day, he wasn't, allowed to be minister. Is this fair to the person of Nasir El-Rufai?
Thank you very much. It is good that I'm here today to make things clear for Nigerians and the people. Now, the issue of betrayal has no basis, has no platform to stand as far as Nasir El-Rufai is going to be discussed between him and our visionary leader, Governor Obasani, or between him and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I was there, so I can tell you vividly following my resume politically in terms of Kaduna State. So I know, and I'm telling you, there is no issue of betrayal. Rather, I will tell you that Governor Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai never planned, was not sincere in giving power or handing over to Governor Ubasani. Governor Ubasani, being a tactical politician, a man of wisdom, and a man whose time has come as predestinated and ordained by God, did all he could do. He fought tooth and nail and took. Power is not served a la carte. I want you to know that. Right. Nasir El-Rufai knows that I know that he used us to do everything possible not to even make Ubasani clinch the ticket, because he wanted us to change the entire structure of the party not to favor Governor Ubasani. Governor Ubasani, when he was political advisor, exercised a very good control and friendship with the people. He warmed himself into the people, and he had so many political dividends he brought to the people. Right. So he had the full support of the party structure across the entire 23 local governments and the state at level at that matter. So he kept on, and then when he went to the Senate, he continued with his human programs, bringing all good programs from the center that taught the people, be it in form of agriculture, education, schools, health. He did so many things that time will not permit us to begin to tell you. So Ubasani became a household name in the heart of the people, that El-Rufai didn't even have a choice but to let him have the ticket. So the issue of betrayal does not even arise. And don't forget, I mentioned that Governor Ubasani was part and parcel of the struggle that we're enjoying today as democracy. He is a consummate Democrat, and he has the political acumen, and he understands what it means to be at the low level with the common people and even at this level. So when we're even talking of betrayal, that Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai was betrayed by the presidency, it is not true. I was in government. There was a time mentioning the name of Asiwaju was almost a taboo. It's not true. You know, he is smart. So when he gauged and saw and understood that Asiwaju no doubtedly will be the president, he came in, embraced it, and took the front seat. He is always good at taking the front seat to be the leader of the team. That is one of his styles of doing things. But genuinely, if we're talking, look at the numbers. What happened at President Tinubu's election? If he was indeed serious about that election, who won? It is Atiku that had over 500,000 votes. And if you think Nasir El-Rufai had the kind of political sagacity that people talk about, what happened? How comes you lost the 3 senatorial seats in Kaduna State, Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, all to PDP, the same time the election took place with that of the president? So what are we talking about betrayal? And out of 16 members of the House of Representatives, 12 were that of PDP, only 4 was APC. Go to Kaduna today in just about 2 years, because of the kind of human leadership Ubasani is providing to the people of Kaduna State. People on their own have thrown away, jettisoned their platforms to join the APC without any compulsion, no pressure, but because they have seen a man who understands the game. He is a master of politics in Kaduna State today. He reconciled. Kaduna was sharply divided under Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai. It was a case of we versus them. When Ubasani came, the first thing he thought what to do was to cement the relationship, to rebuild the bridges that were burnt and broken, just like Nehemiah did in the Bible, rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. That was what Ubasani did. And the next important issue he took hook, line, sinker was the security issue. And that is why he's codenamed the architect of Kaduna security and peace model.
Right, so let me even ask questions about the security issues now. We used to, I hear a lot of security infractions in Kaduna, especially southern Kaduna. Was almost always on the national daily. Southern Kaduna, killings, burial, tribal issues, Fulani, attacks, and all of that. And there was a lot of issues. And some persons at that time claimed that maybe Governor Nasir El-Rufai wasn't doing enough to stop those issues. And some persons have also pointed out, said, yeah, Kaduna seems to be more peaceful now that Nasir El-Rufai is no longer governor. Is that actually true?
You can say that again. Let me tell you, at the opening, I said he left sorrow, tears, and blood, just like Fela sang. Okay? That was the case of Kaduna State under his leadership. Today, you see people happy. Today, you see things, farming activities are going on. You see, one thing that Uba Sani has very, very clear that speaks for him is wisdom. God has endowed him with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding the pulse of the people. Yesterday, Governor Uba Sani had iftar with CAN, with the Christian Association. He brought them together. In December, he held a Christmas carol where he was there full. JNI were there. Other Islamic clerics were there. Kaduna is binded together in unity today because we have a leader who understands what leadership is all about. Leadership is all about the people, showing care, concern, love, and reaching them at their points of needs. And that is exactly what Governor Uba Sani is doing. And I'm not surprised because from his background, his father was an Islamic scholar and indeed a Qadi, a judge. In their home, doors are open to everybody who comes sits. So if you go to Zaria, you can trace his family, and the history of that family is nothing but goodness and goodness, open arms. So he grew up with that inculcated in him and extends it to wherever he goes. Everywhere Uba Sani go, every mile radius, he touches the heart of people. You can feel him. And that is why he is the most celebrated governor that ever have been in Kaduna. Now, I am talking to you because I have practical experiences of what I'm saying. I, as the managing director of Kaduna State Media Corporation, traveled to Birnin Gwari. Before, if you have to go to Birnin Gwari, you have to give notice to your pastor, to your prophets, to your imams to pray because you are going to Birnin Gwari. At broad day, lives are being taken, kidnapped, all manner of insurgents take place. I was executive secretary. I was executive secretary, Kaduna State Emergency Management Agency. So I know what I'm talking about. In broad day, you will see people who come and gun down 30, 40 people.
So the
case is no longer
What is Uba Sani doing different?
Very good. Uba Sani is human in nature. Number one, he sat down, he looked at these things, he said there must be a solution to this. One of the quickest things he did was to bring everybody to the table. Gentlemen, we have a common stake that all of us will have to resolve it. So he brought the youth and everybody. Now, nobody can come to an environment without having somebody giving him a leeway. Just like Christ could not be arrested without a Judas. A Judas had to identify him and betrayed him with a kiss. So in every location, there are people who whisper and give some certain signals because a stranger cannot come into a place and just do things without people. So people were brought together, identified and said, this is our home. We cannot close our eyes and allow these things to happen. So the imam, the pastor, all stakeholders came together, reasoned together and say, if you see something, blow. And then not just that, Uba Sani opened up economic activities for people. So the peace model was a dialogue to sit down to look at these things and close all the gaps that could give room to people who would come. People are busy and occupied, so nobody is willing to give, a room to a stranger to come and commit mayhem. And of course, our security forces, thanks to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and NSA Nuhu Ribadu and the present Minister of Defense, who is also a son of Kaduna State from Zangon Kataf. So when he was Chief of Defense Staff, they worked together closely. They had a common understanding that before you can build, peace must be in place. So the quickest thing to do was quickly reconcile Kaduna, unite Kaduna, and take over these things that were possible triggers to disruptions and all that. So the people understood why we must live together in peace, and not just in peace, but in harmony, in love, and that is the only thing we can have meaningful growth and development.
Right. So
Obasani came with all this on the table. They are very clear, they are easy to look at, and the people saw it, they embraced it, and that is why Nuhu Ribadu said other states should imbibe the tactics, the strategy, not just the arm, but the non-kinetic form to come, which is bringing things to the table and dialogue.
Dialogue.
Even battles are
at the end of the day,
so this
so I have lots of questions for you, because we also talk about national politics and how it will be playing, because we know that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu lost Kaduna in 2023, and we are moving towards the 2027 general elections. But I'd like to ask you now, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, because I want to move from that topic. The last question now.
There's no point.
Is a member of the ADC at the time, at the African Democratic Congress, and we've seen that he's of course he's a chieftain of the party. We've seen people like former presidents, vice president, Atiku Abubakar, who won Kaduna in 2023, and a lot of other political stalwarts who have joined the African Democratic Congress. What are you hearing on the ground? You are a grassrooted politician who has been around for quite a while. Do you think the ADC has what it takes to uproot the APC come 2027? Or are they putting you on your toes, knowing the enormous strength of Nasir El-Rufai? He's a two-time governor. It doesn't come easy in Nigeria.
Well, no man is an island, okay? We talked of betrayal. Now let me simply put this straight for the records. Nasir El-Rufai being the governor in 2023, his son won elections. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu lost elections. He won elections to the House of Reps the same day these elections took place. If you are talking of betrayal, who will you say betrayed who? Someone that was entrusted and then lost.
He has one vote.
He
has one vote.
He has one vote, but you know, the people give him this kind of assumption of the high and mighty and powerful and whatever. No. Under El-Rufai, he even lost one seat of State House of Assembly in Sabongari. That was the early warning signal that one, he is a political Lilliputian. Nothing without the names of those people I mentioned to you. Now let's go quickly fast track to the election and what it is today. I just told you the area where I come from is called Zone 3 or the Southern Kaduna Block. It is traditionally a PDP region. Today, our senator and the entire members of the House of Reps, entire members of the Kaduna State House of Assembly are all in APC. Today, pastors are the ones talking about APC. You know why? This government is kind enough to extend hands of fellowship and to develop Kaduna in a hurry. Southern Kaduna, under the present leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has what we call today Federal University of Applied Sciences, which wouldn't have been possible under a man called El-Rufai. Never, never, ever. But today we have it. Today we have the Federal Medical Center under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and our governor. Because our governor totally agrees and even made these proposals, supported by the members of the House of Representatives and the Senator. They have seen goodness. And not just that, our son, General Christopher Musa, today is the first Minister of Defense ever from Kaduna State. What more can you say? that good things have been happening to our people. The president has been supported, not just Kaduna State, but the entire 36 governors in this country. I make bold to say, and these are the things that endear people. You see governors decamping. Who is putting them under pressure? They have seen the light. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can simply be likened to a nectar where bees go to make honey. They go and cross-pollinate it and then have what we call the honey sweet. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the master of the game of politics in Nigeria. Also a consummate Democrat who understands what to do to make things work. He has come over with sterling qualities and culmination of political pedigree. That is why he said power is not served a la carte. If you follow his trajectory from the primaries and how he clinched the ticket, you know the man understands what
so we are saying that
and the same thing we have in Kaduna, in Ubasani. Everybody is clustering around him. Let me tell you, Ubasani has not fired one single person. If he identifies a gap, he fixes it. The solution is to train. Number two, Ubasani has not pulled down a culvert. Nasru El-Rufai, less than 24 hours for him to part with power forever and ever, was busy pulling down churches and homes of innocent people. Less than 24 hours. And that is a critical time to make restitution and plead with the people and ask for forgiveness of areas. But because of the way he feels, he pulled down the homes of people in Baggy Villa. He was swearing he will do that. And indeed he did. And you know what happened? In the process, 5 people lost their lives. God cannot be mocked. You cannot do this evil perpetration to human beings you claim you are governing. To deal with them, he has crushed down businesses in Kaswambed. He has bungled many markets with the saying he's going to build them roads. He left nothing but dust. People begin to contact with tuberculosis, asthma, and whatnot. Let me tell you something. Civil servants, many of them had high blood pressure. Today, people are fine.
Well, the APC will win in Kaduna.
Hook, line, sinker. Let me give you a quick analysis of what happened. We had by-elections in Chukun for House of Reps and in Zaria, 2 state House of Assemblies. El-Rufai was campaigning both for ADC and one other party I don't even know. Okay? What came out of it? He lost. That is a pointer. That is the early warning signal to tell you we don't have ADC in Kaduna State.
All right, so
it is just a shadow.
Right, so as a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, would you assess the current strength of your party across the country now? Because we're looking at APC strategy as we are seeing the emergence of different opposition parties. Of course, we know the Labour Party is there as an opposition party. The PDP is there as an opposition party. I don't know why you are laughing, but these are positions. The Labour Party got 6 million votes in 2023.
That was then.
Right. The PDP used to be.
That was then.
The largest political party in Africa. You never can. And they say they are the only party that have structure across borders. So, and we have other parties coming up. Are you seeing if the opposition team up? Are you seeing that strengthening the winning of the APC at the national level now?
We are not losing sleep. We are focused, we are very circumspect, and will continue. But even if an ant pulls its hat to the ring, you crush it with every power that you have. Okay? So, let me tell you, opposition does not exist. Rather, it is a bed or a marriage of strange bedfellows. Each and every one of them has an independent ambition, not because they love Nigeria or they have an alternative that is good for Nigerians. See, what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing to this country, in a very short time, everybody will continue to thank him and pray for him because he has fixed Nigeria and plugged it to the path of progress, prosperity, and growth. And that is the same thing that is happening in Kaduna State. Kaduna State is the gateway to the north and south of Nigeria. Kaduna State can be called a mini Nigeria. So let me tell you, in health, Governor Ubasani has rehabilitated, renovated over 255 primary health care centers and has taken it to the next level. The Minister for Health last year adjudged him the best governor in primary health care centers. Governor Ubasani rehabilitated general hospitals, over 17 across and still ongoing. If you go, the standards you see in Abuja is what is in Kaduna. My team have gone round to beam this to the world to showcase what he is doing. In terms of education, we have moved forward. So many people have been employed in the primary health care through the State Primary Health Care Development Agency. In terms of agriculture, he bought tractors, he bought sprinklers, he bought pumps that will pump water for irrigation and gave out 900 trucks of fertilizer free. The Minister of Agriculture adjudged him as the best governor with attention to agriculture. Okay, Ribadu adjudged him as the best governor in terms of peace and security. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he came to commission projects in just 2 years of Ubasani's leadership, adjudged him as the best who has a plan for the youth.
Right. So
he opened skill acquisitions to engage the youth. You know, the youth cover 70% of the population in Nigeria. If these guys are not occupied with something, skill, you know what that means? Danger.
So there's a statement you made. There's a statement you made. You said that there's no opposition party in Nigeria. I like to further interrogate that statement because some persons have said that it is
just a conglomeration of ambitious people who are angry because they are out of power. Listen,
are you happy that
let me tell you,
APC is building a one-party
system? They don't have. What is wrong with one-party system? If things are going well, what is wrong with it? What does the common man want? Food at the table, policies that are friendly, make the country work well. Don't forget that the situation Tinubu took over Nigeria was precarious. It needed a lot of attention.
But it was the APC that put Nigeria in that situation.
But they are two different people, okay?
But the party remains APC.
Yes, but today we have something better than yesterday. And you know it, I know it, that Nigeria is on the path to greatness. And that is why if you look at the indices, our GDP is growing. Even Kaduna State has been removed from the red to amber to tell you that things are working by the United Kingdom. Kaduna State is a heaven for peace. Things are happening. I'm using Kaduna to let you understand what Nigeria is because it's a cosmopolitan city with all that you can imagine, the cream, the cream. So when we're talking of ADC, it is a pocket of these people that are angry because they are out of power. And look at their ages, they have nothing to offer. Nothing. They have been in power. What is it they needed to do that they did not do that they want to do today? Nothing. They are just desperate to be. Listen, they just want to be in the front seat. They want to be in the cycle of influence to reel out power, to bully people like they have been in arrogance and whatnot. We have a system that is working. Nobody changes a winning team. Who does that? If you know the game of football, you have a team you've assembled that is giving you good goals. Why would you want to tamper with it? That is why people are enlisting into the APC every day, every night. We keep receiving the campees. They come. They solicit to come. They say, we are using our money to do this. We appreciate what Governor Ubasani has been doing. We are praying for him. Now, when women give birth, they name their children Ubasani. There's one that came to my office to solicit. She came with over 40 women. They are going to work for him. Every day people troop in. They want to be given platform to talk about the good things Governor Ubasani has been doing. See, The entire road projects that Nasir El-Rufai did, called the urban renewal, I'm telling you, is not up to 30 kilometers. Uba Sani so far has done over 1,000 kilometers roads, connecting even in my local government, Jaba local government. For over 20 years, no presence of governance. Until Uba Sani in just 2 years. He is doing a lot of, they are real. You can feel them as you move. You keep feeling his presence every mile you step. He is a blessing to Kaduna State.
So we've seen some.
Let me tell you, former Governor Mukhtar Ramalan has joined the APC. All the people that you can think of politically, there are some who just come for the goodness of the governor. Not that they want to run, but they are happy and they are there to support him.
Right. So
there is no governor in the history of Kaduna that received the kind of support he's received.
There's a question about when you have so many politicians being in one party, it may lead to what is called an implosion.
That is a mindset.
Right, because these are people who've always been in power and they may want to give suggestions and I want to take the front seat. That's one. But also the politics of the APC, so you add the two. The problem of implosion, having so many persons that have come in, like you've mentioned, and the policies like the fuel subsidy removal, and maybe the standardization of our currency, but especially the fuel subsidy. A lot of Nigerians, if you go on social media, you see a lot of Nigerians complaining as to the policies and how that policy had effects, removing totally, maybe wiping out the middle class in Nigeria. But like you may talk about the implosion that may occur with having so many persons and the subsidy removal.
You see, even in your house, okay, let's narrow it. If you show some kind of tilting, favoritism to just one particular child, there is a possibility that your children will make a silent protest. Government is so big. Those that are coming belong to other parties before they are now here. The space is so big that with patience and fair distribution, everybody will be happy. We must not all be governors. We must not all be senators. And don't forget that God is the one that ordains a king, a leader, and whatsoever. So once there's an opening and fairness, you take if you are not commissioner, you'll be advisor, you'll be member, House of Assembly, it's God that gives power. And the leadership we have today in Kaduna State and indeed Nigeria are open. Come, participate, and take place. Nasir El-Rufai, if he were the leader, I can tell you there'll be implosion, because what he will do will not be far from what he did in Kaduna, when he brought other people and abandoned those who labored and suffered and brought the government into power. Where are they today? They have all gone. He pushed the Kaduna people and brought in strangers, the likes of Jimmy Lawal, Muyiwa, Hafsat, and the rest. He brought them from elsewhere. When there are people in the state that labored for you. So when we're talking of implosion, take this from me. You can take it to the bank. Everything is being addressed in such a way. Our congresses have come and gone, peaceful, no rancor, everywhere. People are happy. You show it. You cover these things, you show the world. So it is an imagination of those who don't mean well. The gate to heaven and hell is here. You choose where you want to go to. God has given us that liberty. There are people who choose not to see anything good about this government. No problem. That is their own thoughts. But government is working. And I can beat my chest and tell you, in Kaduna State, Governor Uba Sani has done very well. He is still doing and he will continue to do.
Right. So
his heart is good. He's a compassionate leader.
The policy of fuel subsidy that has seen a rising cost of living among Nigerians. And a lot of Nigerians are struggling.
Leadership is about decision.
But Nigerians are struggling.
Nigerians are struggling, but life is all about struggle. We will get out of this. If you try to match what happened from the onset to today, we have made remarkable progress and we are progressing. It has only awakened the giant in us. Now Nigerians, many of Nigerians do one or two things. People can work from the comfort of their homes without necessarily traveling for 10 kilometers, 20, and money is dropping into your accounts. There are friendly policies that have opened up the economy that on your tablet, you can run businesses and get things done. You can make orders and make deliveries. People will pick. You can do so many things. Leadership is about decision. I salute the courage of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to say subsidy is gone. It was favorable.
Was it the right time?
What is the right time to do things? Time is in the hands of God.
Maybe when there's
no
enough
procrastination.
Planning, when there's enough planning,
You know,
there are things on ground.
Now, yes, there are certain times that you have to take certain decisions and work around it, and it will work. Nigeria is working. We're getting out of it, and I tell you, come 2027, we will be cruising and people will say, thank you, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for taking this daunting decision. It takes a real man to take this kind of decision. He took it, no regrets about it, and things are working and things will continue to work. Is Nigeria not better? We have gotten
In what way is Nigeria better? Oh no, we still struggle with electricity. Our transportation system is still struggling.
It is being addressed. Let us not remain in that school that we will see nothing good. We have to be circumspect and positive in nature. There is power in positive thinking and forward looking. The road to heaven, is it easy? There's a song, it's not an easy road. We are traveling to heaven. Who told you it is easy? Nothing good comes easy, my brother. Let us be honest. Let us be frank and sincere. Nothing is easy.
So the president,
even childbirth, ask the women that carry pregnancy for 9 months. But when the child comes out, they forget what they have gone through.
But the people are asking, if the president says we should endure as a people, why is it that our senators are buying brand new vehicles and the president got a brand new airplane, and people said the ones we had could have still been manageable? It seems the government are not cutting costs in running governments, but the citizens are told to endure. Is that right?
I am not the president,
Right,
but okay, I know our president is a very right-thinking person. He is compassionate. He thinks strategically. If he says, let's go this way, he understands why, and we should be patient and follow him. After all, the scriptures say, pray for those in authority, and there is a clause added to it. What does it say? That it shall be well with the land. What we are doing is keep castigating instead of praying for those in authority, so that it shall be. That is what the Bible, I'm a Christian. It says, pray for those in authority, that it shall be well with the land. Do you understand what I'm saying? And God that gave him this power will walk with him through. Nigeria is working whether we like it or not.
Right.
In Kaduna State, under El-Rufai, we have what we call Kaduna Line. Not even a tube of tire was bought for that agency. How much more of a vehicle? Governor Obasani bought 120, and up till today it is transporting civil servants free from wherever location they are in Kaduna State. Everybody is happy, they are praying for him. He has extended it again, and that bus stops he built, you need to see Kaduna today. He is doing a lot of things in just 2.5 years. You cannot even compare it to the 8 years of low cost. You know what the low cost is? Read the book of Joel chapter 2.
Right. You
it
worked
talks
on
about the
governments.
I did, but I am not the driver. We have a different driver who knows where to go. He knows the pulse. I just told you, Obasani has never pulled down a culvert. How much more of a building?
So did
And the blood pressure of civil servants had dropped to normalcy. During El-Rufai, children have blood pressure. Everybody has blood pressure because
did
you
you
don't
make
even
this
know what will happen the
to
next.
Nasri El-Rufai?
Sorry?
Did you make some of the comments?
Bible say wisdom profiteth. When you sit before a king, there are times you must shut your mouth. The Bible says it. So I'm not a foolish man because I know how he uses power. You can hear the testimonies of people. He doesn't have capacity to accommodate constructive criticism. He doesn't have that capacity.
Right. So okay. So
Ask. The stories are everywhere. Go and ask. So Uba Sani has never opened his mouth to say anything against.
Right. So let's talk about
a gentleman governor in Kaduna State.
So let's talk about one of the facets I'm very interested in our politics, and that is the youth, the young people of Nigeria. Like you mentioned, you say they make up 70%. Some of my data said 65 to 70.
Yeah,
that range, right?
Well,
so we have
plus
a massive,
minus.
yeah, we have
Yes.
a massive number of young people. And it seems unemployment in Nigeria is an issue. How are you? What are the things you're doing and your government is doing?
Beautiful. Thank you very much for asking me this question. Now, let me tell you, I just told you about the skill acquisition centers. Today is skill that brings food to your table and not the white collar job. Do you agree with me? Worldwide. So Uba Sani, sensing this, quickly rolled out programs. We have in Soba, we have in Rigachkun and in Zangon Kataf. They are now undergoing training in various skills so that tomorrow they will come out, they will give out what they have, and that will stimulate the economy. We are going to have a cycling of activities, buying and selling and doing whatnot. Just 2 weeks ago, under my agency, we did a digital skill training to empower the youth, because whether you like it, today the world is in this. At the tip of your fingers, you'll be having trickles of money into your account. We rolled out just to do 5,000. We were oversubscribed. We had over 11,000 that subscribed. Those who came for the training were over about 9,700 thereabouts. As I speak, after the 5 days training, they are continuing now from the comfort of their homes. Already there's a 1,000 jobs waiting for them at the completion. They'll be doing some tasks and they'll be getting their payments. Now we have to get out of our comfort zone. We must learn one skill to the other. Even my child who wants to go to the university, he just finished, wrote his JAMB and had to write again. He got 280, so he's doing again because he wanted to join the police. He said his ambition is to help build a good police in the country.
Nigerian police.
Yeah, the Nigerian police. So he lost out at the police academy exam. So instead of doing nothing, he has to go and learn carpentry. And he's learning how to edit and do video coverage. He comes to the office and learns. He is learning a skill so that he'll be useful. So what should change us is everybody wants a white collar job. And how many white collar jobs do we have? Now, if you're a carpenter, you're a welder, construction is going on. If you're a builder, construction is going on. Roads, so many things. You can sit down, do a design and get paid. You can go to the field, do something and get paid. So skills is the answer for the youths of Nigeria. And farming, very, very good. You can now, farming has been domesticated that you can farm in bags, empty bags of fertilizer. You can just put sand and at the back of your home, you can grow potato, you can grow yam, you can do so many things.
Right.
That is one beauty about this government. It has helped make the youth to come out of their comfort zones and to learn. Everybody is learning.
So we are gradually running out of time.
We are moving. Nigeria is on the wheel of progress. And like I said, the youths cover about that 70%. And I tell you, the youths are with this government.
Right. So I have two questions to ask before we end the program. I'd like to talk about the electoral act that was signed into law by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there was a lot of protestation here in Abuja at the National Assembly. We saw youth activists who besieged the National Assembly for some days, campaigning and saying that electronic transmission of results must be made mandatory by the Senate when they looked at that bill at the time. I want to hear your views on that, because some persons feel that the APC, there are still people that believe that the APC did not win the 2023 general election. In fact, the Labour Party up to Supreme Court never believed that until the court made a pronouncement. And some Nigerians feel that with having electronic transmission, manipulation in our electoral process would be reduced. I'd like to hear your views on that.
My views is not far from the views of our leaders that have spoken. Let's follow that way, because that is the way that things will work well for us. You see, Nigerians always want to identify something. Some are being sponsored to come and say, this will not work, this will not work. For God's sake, we have leaders who have seen tomorrow. That is why we have leaders. They say what they have seen, a young man may have not seen it. And when they give counsel, they say words of our elders are words of wisdom.
Our elders, our leaders in Nigeria, have they led us well so far from 1999?
Well, there are hiccups here and there, but today we are better.
So
I'm talking of the current status.
And
when I'm talking, I make bold to talk about my states. We are happy, things are working, our governor is doing well, and let me tell you, by the grace of God, we will have a better Nigeria.
There are conversations that governors now get 3 times of the funds that governors were getting before President Tinubu removed subsidy.
Kaduna State is working. That is why I'm telling you things are working. I would like to give you a free trip. I will give you accommodation in Kaduna.
Of course,
I will take you around, or I will get my team to go with you, so that Global TV will see. They say seeing is believing. You know, Thomas had to say, Jesus, I want to touch. And Jesus said this. He touched. I will take you to Kaduna. You will see. I'll take you at peak hours when people are scrambling to enter the buses our governor gave. I'll take you to see the roads. That 22-kilometer road, I'll take you to Kauru. I will take you to the 35-kilometer stretch road that connected from Igabi
to
Gadangaya to Kajuru, and I will take you. And I'll take you to Jaba. I'll take you to my local government. I will take you to Kafanchan.
Right. So
I'll take you to Zaria.
I would like to talk about it.
And I will take you to Sabo in Kaduna, where Nasiru abandoned.
Yeah, I'll
today
come
go and see what Governor Basani is doing. I'll take you.
I'll come to Kaduna, so we could have this reportage and do it well. But I'd like to ask about the issue of corruption. My last question for the show tonight. It's been a disease bedeviling Nigeria. How is Kaduna fighting corruption? Or that is not part of government?
You see, corruption is a mindset of poverty. If you believe in God, you fear God, and you believe that when you are given a responsibility, you are going to account for it, whether today or tomorrow.
Right.
You will stand before the Almighty God and give an account. Governor Obasani, because of the policies that are friendly, people are happy and holding the trust he has given. Things are working. If things are not working, I will let you know.
So how is he fighting?
I may not even come
how is he fighting corruption?
We have what we call the Fiscal Responsibility Commission in Kaduna State. Right. In every office, we have auditors that make sure when funds come in, they take good accounts of its utilization. And the people are there. If anything is wrong, they will blow the whistle. But I'll tell you, Kaduna State, so far, so good. Just like Lucky Dube sang a song, so far, so good. We are happy. Kaduna State.
Your former governor is being accused of corruption by the EFCC.
Well, it will be too early for me to comment because he is in the, you know, they are keeping him. So let us wait and hear. And the
So
State Assembly,
presently there's no corruption.
no, there is. The State Assembly have found him wanting,
Right.
or his administration, 438 billion thereabout.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ben Kure. He's the MD of the Kaduna State Media Corporation. He was Executive Director of the Kaduna State Emergency Management Commission and a two-time local government chairman of Jaba. One time.
Two-time DG of campaign, right. 2015-20.
And a political advisor to...
Yes, I succeeded the current governor when he went to the Senate. He was political advisor. So when Governor Obasani went to the Senate, in fact, he nominated me to be the next political advisor.
Thank you so much for coming on the program, and we wish you all of the best, and we wish Kaduna
Thank you
all of
very
the best
much.
as we prepare to come to Kaduna one of
Yes,
these days.
I tell you, please come. I would like you to come, take a tour, and let the world know what Governor Obasani is doing.
We have to end the show now. That's the size of our program for tonight. Remember that Nigeria is our country, and we must do our best wherever we find ourselves to make sure this great country keeps being great. My name is Ubong Osoro in Abuja, and I'm saying bye for now.